glad I delayed that so you all didn't have to listen to Lizard randomly baby reeing. But there it is. Right, okay. Apart from the fact we seem to have a baby in the office, we are also sitting here ready for some more Beyond the Summer Cup action. And I'm sure this is probably the series I've been waiting for today. We're gonna get MEGA-LADA going up against Vega Squadron.
Dendi.
And Dendi is back again. What's that chant?
Yeah.
What's the chant?
Naga.
No, there it is. Yeah.
That's it.
We came up with it. It's a good one, guys, so make sure you use it. But no, we do get to see some more Dendi in action. He was fun to watch yesterday. Not to say other people weren't, but that was definitely the big surprise. And I think after today, it's less a surprise because we were like, is he going to stand in again? He is. So now we know what to expect.
What do you mean you know what to expect?
He's going to be, as in he's going to be here now. I think he's standing
Crystal
in
Maiden.
Good. There you go.
The
you know what to expect. This is what I meant. Look at the bans. No ban on CM.
And it's the pick on CM. I mean, you know what? I really like when I call something out and it starts happening. I really like that.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me feel like I'm good at this thing, you know? This makes me feel like
It makes
that.
you feel like you've got a future.
Yeah, but seriously though, it wasn't hard to call it. She got buffed patch after patch. She's really strong. Her aura is strong. However, we didn't see her win, I think, so far. I think she won yesterday once. Or she was banned yesterday the whole time. Today she was picked once and she didn't really win. And the Clockwork, interestingly enough, not a hero we see way too often in the current meta, in which again, it revolves around these dual lanes that have to be strong. However, Bane is a nightmare that happens way too often.
Yeah, I mean, it's a scary one. It's that kind of hero that takes a grip of you and he doesn't let you go. He's just constantly in your face.
Are we gonna stop?
I don't know. Are we?
The nightmares.
Like, to be honest, brain sapping and feeble is a little bit of a stretch to try and go for. He saps your lane. But we're gonna stop. We're gonna focus on what comes next for Vega.
Like whenever I see Bane on the lane, he just enfeebles me, and I don't wanna. All right, I'm giving up.
I mean, that one was like that was definitely the worst one. So thank you for outshining me in your failure. And they pick up the Phantom Lancer, which isn't too bad. If you get caught out before you got the illusions, of course, Bane will Fiend's Grip you instantly. But
no, I outshined you there, but let me do it one more time. Actually, Bane is decent versus Phantom Lancer because of one really special thing. It's enfeebled that I failed at before. Bane works really well against that hero in that aspect. If you manage to enfeeble the right PL, every time he doppelgangs, you see the real one. You can't shake it off. It's like a rash. You know, you just try it. You manta, you doppelgang, you try everything, but it's just still there.
All right, do we go a step further though? You know what hero is that we're not seeing at the moment, which is kind of surprising because it's always had a place in Dota. Is Puck.
Puck.
When you don't see it anymore. Puck's very good against PL because even like if you doppelganger out of the table,
he can get rid of the illusions very easily, and you can get caught by Puck. We don't see him way too often. Maybe they can go, but they have enough of catch already. They're kind of strong in that department. They need some push, some team fights. But overall, Crystal Maiden and Phantom Lancer is actually spooky as well because of the spam. Crystal Maiden loves Phantom Lancer. If you remember, a long time ago there was this lane with Lancer which involved Kotl. He would just chakra magic Phantom Lancer all the time, and Phantom Lancer would just throw lances at you. It's not the same, but it's very similar now. Once Crystal Maiden reaches level 2 aura, it allows Phantom Lancer to either spam those lances at you or to farm with them, which kind of boosts both of these aspects of that hero. It boosts his ability to farm and his ability to fight and zone you out of the lane. So these two heroes are quite strong together.
Especially with like Aquila on top of that. That's when it gets insane.
Yeah, I really like this opening. Like Crystal Maiden alone, right now the strongest part about the hero is the amount of regen that she gets just by getting like tranquils. That's all you need. Tranquils, and you always have mana. You don't have to go base. As long as you're running around, you heal up from Tranquils, you get your mana from your aura. You're just always there. It's really nice. When it comes to the bans, the Underlord ban, I think MEGA-LADA played it yesterday. I think. I'm not really certain, but I think they did. And it was really strong. Someone picked it yesterday in the same tournament. And they ban out the Troll, which is kind of decent versus PL as well. On the other hand, we have the TA ban, which is kind of strange. Maybe they're gonna go for Zeus, Invokers, SF. It opens up these picks, yeah.
I feel like it maybe would be Zeus. Like with the Crystal Maiden, that's going to get you the most complementary value, shall we say.
Yeah, but it's MEGA-LADA that banned the TA, so what's happening here? It's kind of weird.
That's what I'm saying. Like Vega could exploit the fact that there's no TA likely to appear.
Yeah. So yeah, that's true. They could.
About being a step ahead, you know? Just use your opponents against you. Like Duke's bans.
Counter ban.
Okay.
Just denying that and picking Zeus. It's possible, yeah. It's very weird to see. I mean, yeah, Dandy is a great TA, but at the same time, it's very weird to see it banned out like this. Usually when you are picking TA, you are banning some hero so you can pick TA. You don't ban TA herself. Very interesting ban, nonetheless. They must know. They must have some like insider knowledge that we don't.
I mean, I thought you were the expert in CIS EU Dota. Okay.
I mean, I played versus all of these players multiple times in scrims and in pubs, but still, like second phase TA ban is weird. You know, that's all.
They're probably just hiding the real tactics from you. That's what it is.
Yeah, maybe it's weird because you open up with the Clock and the Bane, and then you ban a TA. Why? You can get an SF. You have combination with Clock.
I mean, that was one thing I was thinking. That's decent because like Shadow Fiend does somewhat struggle against TA unless Templar Assassin's positioning is poor and creeps get involved.
Yeah, but at the same time, you can lane versus her if you get Clock to give you some cogs.
Like, yeah, it's definitely the second thing.
Yeah, you get those cogs, G guys, and you can lane versus TA. So still the ban is awkward, and they are actually burning up through their reserve time.
I guess the Pugna. Okay. I mean, this isn't terrible against the PL just because, of course, you can protect yourself once he has the defusal. It buys you time, but it doesn't really win a fight necessarily.
Yeah, it kind of gives them some pushing power, and you can't really tell what lane this Pugna is going to be in instantly. You can lane her on the side lanes as well as on mid, so it kind of opens up that aspect. Fanic really likes to play this hero as well, and we have a Nyx. So
you kind of see it coming, though. You just picked an int hero that can actually easily be shut down by Nyx alone.
Yeah, Nyx can really deal with Pugna well.
We did used to see this situational thing around the mid lane. Like, if you had a Pugna or some other intensive hero in the mid lane, the Nyx would be a support, and he'd actually come in level 1 with mana burn. Just to win the lane.
Yeah. I think it got nerfed a little bit, the mana burn.
It did slightly, but it was also the change to the lane, right? Like, you barely ever want to be in the scenario where you're stationing a second hero in the mid.
Yeah, usually what you want to do is you want to have these dual lanes in the current meta, and if you just send the Nyx mid to use mana burn on, it kind of, you know, it's not really as great. You completely alleviate the pressure on the other lanes. You're not pressuring their cores, and they go with an Ember. So this is most likely, I mean, these two heroes, you can lane them either way. Most likely you don't want to be aggressive with Ember versus PL. That's 90% certain. But you can lane Ember safe or Pugna safe. So either one of these heroes. And with Pugna, you can go offlane as well. You can do the Pugna Clock or the Pugna Bane.
Do you think like there's still room in that draft for Shadow Fiend potentially? Like if they do want to run the Pugna in the offlane? Like you said, it's feasible to do it there mainly because of the speed and the Decrepify.
I wouldn't like that draft. I mean,
a little bit too greedy?
Yeah, like they can go for SF, it's possible. But overall, I wouldn't like that draft. Right now, they have some catch and they have some pushing power. But overall, they could use some control in this team. Definitely. Some more control on MEGA-LADA or something to round this whole draft up. And I just don't see SF doing that.
I think
it's kind of possible, though.
Like, I get where you come from. Like, if you pick that, then you're basically saying that the Ember has to do all the work, really.
Yeah. So you have the Pugna and the Ember Spirit. These heroes are decent late game, but they shine in the mid game, right? Ember Spirit, he gets a few levels, and he wants to roam across the map, just get kill after kill after kill with the remnants and everything. He does transition very well. He has multiple ways of transitioning into late game with multiple item choices that work well versus PL, be it Maelstrom or the cleave damage or whatever, like, or the magic damage. He can transition in either of those three. However, he does the most mid game. Maybe they could take something to set them up for the late game, or they could just go all in. And it's very rare that we see teams go all in the mid game to try and end the game.
I mean,
fast,
most teams, I was gonna say, are very reserved right now, right? Like we talk about a lot when we're casting. It's like this team doesn't want to approach high ground. Like I think we saw it yesterday. I think Vega had a 45,000 net worth lead in one game, and they were still reluctant. And admittedly, that was partly due to the draft against them, but it's also the psychology of players and how it's changed over the years.
Yeah, definitely. And today was the first time in a really long time that I saw a team just give in, even though they could stand their ground, their high ground, and defend it. Team 20 minutes AFK actually just gave up in both games, not wanting to prolong it any longer.
One thing I was thinking is Beastmaster. Beastmaster hasn't appeared in the bans or the picks yet. MEGA-LADA looked like they'd have room for that type of hero, but is that just filling the same role that your Clockwork gives you right now?
It is very similar, but it's an option for them. Like, Clockwork can kind of work versus PL, but it's not as good as, let's say, your Beastmaster. And then you get some reliable initiation on the Omni Knight as well. This Omni Knight pick that we didn't talk about actually is very strong. Negates all the magic damage that can come from Pugna and Ember Spirit with his repel. And overall, that should be their offlaner. So it is a position for Nyx Assassin, most likely. I sincerely doubted that this is a core Nyx. So it is a 4 Nyx, 5 Maiden. Yeah.
It could be a mid Nyx. I think I've seen that once actually competitively. Was it? I think Miracle done it once.
I mean, a long time ago, it wasn't so uncommon to see a mid Nyx.
Oh yeah, I'm talking like I think Liquid ran that to start this year.
Yeah, in the recent time, it was Miracle and not many more that picked Nyx on mid.
Very situational.
Very, very situational. I mean, this is probably so they pick up the SF. They pick up the SF, and the TA is banned. So let's see.
Wow, Faceless Void coming out. So, I mean, this is offlane.
Yeah, offlane Pugna.
No, offlane Pugna. Okay. I was about to say, for a moment, I wasn't sure if they were going to try and do the Faceless Void as an offlane. We haven't seen it done in the offlane for quite a while, actually. I think it's partly due to the huge cooldown on Chrono, and also he doesn't really aggress well when left alone.
Yeah, he's not really the strongest guy to go in and contest the lane, but Fanic can, on his Pugna, can definitely do it, either with Clockwork or with Bane. With Clockwork, I believe he's a bit safer, but we'll see what they decide to go for. If they go Clockwork Pugna, you have this combination of melee and ranged heroes, so you can do that. And on the safe lane, you have Vayne and Void. So you have 2 lanes with melee range combinations, which is decent. People underestimate how much that comes in play once you are trading hits, because it really helps you out. You don't have to hide around the trees. And when you have a hero like Bane, he can maybe sustain himself even versus... we'll see who goes dual offlane, if it's going to be Zayats or Slayer with Mag.
I was going to say, despite that, I think like the deciding lane, if we had to choose one based on the draft, is the mid, right? Like that's a toxic matchup. Either hero can easily snowball out of control in that type of lane.
Yes, I agree with you. Yeah. The thing that I see here though is that Dandy on this SF, he's gonna have to create some space until PL comes online. So there's more pressure on this SF to do better, let's call it that way, than there is on December. That's how I see it, at least. Because Ember, what does he need? He needs his levels, and he can transition later on fairly well, but it's not all on him. You still have this Pugna and you have this Void with Chrono that can rotate around and make space for you. While on the other hand, you have a PL that's going to wait for his defusal. And because of that, you're going to have these 4 heroes that are going to have to do a lot more together earlier without the PL than the Radiant team.
Well, looking at. I think the bigger issue here is, like, I'm just trying to remember, because of the nerf they've done to the Shadow Rays, it's not as easy to pop the Flame Guard anymore. So Scandal now, with the new Shadow Fiend, has a lot more potential to go for those kills, especially like level 3, level 5. And that's the type of lane that one wrong move, and the Shadow Fiend's that type of hero. He will punish you to the maximum due to Shadow Rays' new mechanics with the increased damage per stack. I think the outer lanes, it's going to be a bloodbath anyway. Like, these are very aggressive types. Nyx has a lot of regen. I'd say Bane is one of the best traders in the game.
I agree with you completely. Let's see if he skills sleep here. Like, he might just to take this rune, but nope, he's actually stealing the rune.
Yeah, they're going to actually get the rune themselves. They will forfeit the one to Slayer, though, in return. And it looks like Funnick did get both of the runes top. So MEGA-LADA definitely winning the rune trade there.
Yeah, Muriel took some damage there.
Quite a lot.
I mean, half of his HP, but he has 2 mangoes, 4 tangos, and he does have brain sap to kind of alleviate the pain. He can just go in and brain sap someone and get back. Like, as you stated, Bane is very hard to zone out, and it's very hard to trade hits with him. But you have Omni Knight, who also has a way of healing himself, and you have Nyx Assassin that has 6.4 regen without even eating the tango. So 6.4 base regen is ridiculous here.
It's definitely going to be a hard lane to pierce through. I think that's going to be... It feels like it could net kills either way, but unless it feels like it's based more on mistakes than just outplaying.
It actually looks like they're not going to even contest this lane that hard because Nyx is just pulling. He's pulling the creep wave away, and yeah, he's just gonna connect it there with... I believe they realize that they're not as strong as they would like to be on level 1 at least. So maybe from level 2 they can contest this lane harder. But on level 1 at least, they let the Void farm under the tower. It's very hard for them to kill Void. As long as he has Time Walk and he doesn't use it way too aggressively on this lane, he should be fine. I can't really see him dying. While on the other hand, same goes for them. It's very hard to kill this Nyx. He's a naturally very, very tanky hero. And yeah, they're all just so tanky on this lane. It's just gonna be a resources game. They're gonna trade hits until someone is out of region, and then they might try to get a kill.
That's kind of the point where they can eventually take the advantage on the side of Vega, depending on how long it takes him to burn out Nefrit's regen. Because he's the kind of the odd one out, right? Like, he's got Time Walk to mitigate that damage, but low levels of Time Walk, big cooldowns.
Yeah, big cooldown. Like, the person that I see dying perhaps is this Crystal Maiden. If she gets caught out by Clockwork and his battery assault, she can die the easiest. In the laning stage, at least. Doesn't have to happen, but it's possible.
Meanwhile, in the mid lane, actually going a lot better for the Shadow Fiend than we would have expected. Dendi already up to 10 last hits.
Yeah, he's doing fairly well. On the top lane, though, this Pugna is... he's sitting on 8 CS and 8 denies. He has 8 creep kills and 8 denies, which isn't really great for the PL. Who's struggling with levels. He's only level 2. You
don't usually see this as well. Phantom Lance is that type of hero that almost always dominates the CS, right? Like, you've got decent damage, you've got a lot of armor as well. You're not really threatened. Yeah,
but it's very hard to CS against the Crapify, so that's probably why. Also, Clock is rotating mid.
Now, this is perfect as well. Dendi's in the river. Deep. He needs to walk the other way. Neknart will just chase on through, just make sure he doesn't come back anytime soon. But Science is here as well. Yeah, they force the rotation.
Here. Yeah, they force his rotation, and because of that, Pugna is completely zoning out PL on top. If you check, PL has half of his HP already down, and he had to go all the way back to the tower.
That's the thing.
He's gonna satisfy.
In a one-on-one, that is Pugna's victory, right? And you can already see it from Eknart's positioning, just trying to keep Zayat away completely. Meanwhile, mid, Dendi jumped on here. Can't pursue though. The creeps won't get on the tower quick enough, and he's still worried about the Raze turnarounds.
I just... if there are no rotations on mid, I just feel these guys are not gonna die ever. It's very hard to get any kills anywhere, in all honesty.
Definitely feels like both teams are just playing to beat the game of attrition we typically see going on.
Yeah, that's pretty much what's going on at the moment. This Crystal Maiden might run into the clockwork.
Well, heck not. We'll catch him. Barry Salt's there. Can get on top of him with the cogs and hold him in place. Crystal Nova comes out. But Zayat's not even trying to break the cogs. He's just trying to wait for his opportunity to escape. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Nightmare comes out. Moving forward to Searing Chains. Dendi, he's falling fast. Scanner will get the first blood, but he will die immediately afterwards. And meanwhile, Eknart does finish off the kill on the Zayats before he gets a chance to deny himself. That was actually pretty damn good for MEGA-LADA. They did get the kill on the Shadow Fiend before they lose Ember to the tower. Looks like now it's just a case. Is this going to turn into a duo lane? I could see it, potentially. Like, both teams have decent setup as a result of it. I lost my lizard.
I'm here.
Okay, he's here.
You didn't lose your lizard.
Oh, Scandal's going again.
You have Scandal going on here.
Searing Chains comes out. Then he's going to take a lot of damage, but they shouldn't be able to finish him off. Meanwhile, actually in the top lane, Crystal Maiden rather dying again. Scandal's dying for this. He will get the kill on Dendi. The Fairy Fire won't protect him.
Yeah, as soon as you said, this should turn into dual lanes just because they need to protect Dendi right now.
I mean, that was the weird thing. Like, I got thrown off by that kill top because that is a kill you shouldn't be seeing. Yes, Zayats is easy to find, but he just died more or less the exact same way he got caught last time. By solo.
It's very hard. Like, he does not have boots on Crystal Maiden, so his movement speed is 277 versus 360 on clock. So all he needs to... Yeah.
He's gonna find him again.
He might. If he moves in the right direction, this Crystal Maiden should die once more. It's very hard for them to deal with this. Actually, SF is completely moving into the jungle. He's not gonna...
I mean, that's perfect for Eknar as well, because he can just harass out Dendi. He doesn't really have many souls to work with right now. Or you could help him farm. You know, that works too. And Mag in the bot lane. Being chased down here. One more hit will do it, but Mario, he loses sight. Nighttime sometimes does not work in your favor.
Yeah, so we talked about the movement speed. Now he actually has Tranquil. It's gonna be even harder for Crystal Maiden to lane or to show herself anywhere.
This is actually becoming quite a scary Clockwork game. Like, it might not look that intimidating. Tranquil isn't the item you think of as threatening, but it's the case with the extra movement speed. It forces you to turn around and hit them. And, there's an argument. Some people are like, why don't you just hit him, stop the Tranquils? The time it takes you and some heroes to turn around and do that, you're not actually gaining distance between the two of you. You're actually forcing yourself to die.
Yeah, it's very difficult for Crystal Maiden to just even check where he is. Look at this. He's already caught.
Barasol, Cogs comes in and Zayats is trapped once more. And Palantimos trying to help. Will actually break the Cogs, but the damage is already done. Zayats is super low again.
At least he survived this time though. So they have that going for it.
Slayer's come up here as well. I think I go... No, Funnick already knows what's up.
Well, Slayer is behind though, so maybe, and Bane is coming in as well.
Going on the Eknar here. They do hit the Impale, stun Palantimos, doppelganging up, wants to go for more than Nightmare, actually used on the Slayer. Nice cogs to buy enough time. Palantimos gets low, Scandal shows up, gets the kill, but they still lose Eknar. On the other side of the fight though, Funnick is running down Zayats here. One more hit will do it, and you bet your ass off you'll find it.
What a great rotation by all of them actually. They set up perfectly there. And Scandal doing his first rotation in the game and just getting a kill, and what a kill. He kills the Phantom Lancer, slows his defusal, slows everything down. He doesn't even have boots yet actually. But overall...
Oh, Chrono in the bot lane. Mag's going for this. He needs a few more bashes though. The Soul Ring is available for Omni Knight, but he's got nothing to use it for. And the Rocket will get the kill.
Eknar to the kill secure.
I mean, he's feeling a bit weird. He hasn't actually had much involvement in kills in the bot lane. Now he can boldly state he's killed everyone everywhere.
What a great Clockwork game so far, actually. And he's level 4.5, minute 8.
And he's off to a phenomenal start.
Yeah, he's doing really well so far.
I think they've got 5 on Nyx, right, on the side of Vega. I think the whole perspective is actually just get a quick 6, Vendetta, start ganking fast. Because...
Alright, but I have to ask you this. Once you get that level 6, which he already got, by the way, he got the 6. The only hero I... Mag, again?
Gone.
Mag, please.
Hey, you know those runes that we were frustratingly screaming about in the... I think this is a Vega series yesterday. Here they are again.
Yeah, they just didn't have a ward on the bottom lane, so they couldn't really see anything what's happening, and Mag pays the price. At the same time, Nyx is setting up something on Funnick on top, and with the PL, they can dive this.
Might look to. Slayer's coming on the tower. They'll see him, but too late. Funnick has got the Decrepify to try and buy some time. He dodges out the stun.
The Decrepify, man. What a spell, actually. Just buys him enough time so that he can juke out. Very well played by Funnick. So far, MEGA-LADA is doing a hell of a job in the laning stage, and they're very dominant. And I fear that even with the Slayer's position 4 minute 9 level 6, like he's really leveled, but there isn't really a lot of things that he can do on the map. Yeah, I wanted to say this Funnick's Pugna is the only hero very susceptible to Vendetta ganks right now, and that failed. It's kind of scary. He's porting mid. If they smoke up, maybe they can find that Ember, or maybe move bottom for Void. That's a possibility as well. But they need more heroes. You can't just use Vendetta and rotate. It's not enough at the moment.
You kind of have a small window to go for Scandal as well as the thing, because Flame Guard's up. It's not a kill you can actually easily get. You need at least 3 heroes. So it's kind of this playing around that. And he's going to be spamming that, right? Because he needs to keep up with Shadowfiend's farm. Oh, Chrono again, though. They find Mag once more. And now, life drain on him as well. Mag taking a lot of damage. Rune in place. He'll get the purification off. The repel will not save him, though. And Slayer just trying to zone them out here.
He's just there. Hello, guys. I'm here.
You don't know I'm here, but I'm here.
I'm not doing a lot, but I'm there. I'm going to follow December a bit.
I mean, he's got the Flame Guard, though. You won't be able, you'll get him down to about half HP. The stun will wear off. He'll Flame Guard up, and suddenly it's not a kill.
Yeah, this Nyx isn't really able to do a lot this game.
It's feeling like a zero impact Nyx. Have I lost him again? I have lost Lizard again. My Lizard seems to be lost in the desert. Nightmare from Muriel, you're back, but Muriel is staying alive. The brain sap keeps him up, and Funnick covers him with the Never Blast. Before the Plantamorse, he just wants to hunt this. Isn't it always... I feel like this is the weirdest hero in the game to watch intimidate people. It's a small undead child, and it just runs at you.
Definitely.
But and you're a Phantom Lancer. That's actually the most kind of demoralizing part, is you're playing PL, a hero that is known to be that dominant type of laner. And you just can't do anything. You're helpless.
Yeah, he is helpless. However, at least he's finding space to farming. We talked about this clock on bottom. Is he caught or is he
he's
catching?
Fine. But you know who's caught? Plantamorse might be in the mid lane. There's a Fiend's Grip available, and they catch him, moving him with the Remnants, Searing Chains. They'll just run him down with a Flame Guard.
Yeah, this is really bad for them, because I just said that he's finding space to farm, but if he's getting picked off and if he's dying, definitely not worth it. So they're doing the correct thing, in my opinion. Guys, yeah.
It's a small window, though. Yeah, because Flame Guard's up in 10. This is the frustrating thing. Their gangs are so reliant on Flame Guard being on cooldown.
Yeah, and they are... well, once they have Yules on SF, maybe they can get some pickoffs on Void as well, or whoever. And I really like this build from Dandy. I really think that he had to go for Yules. He has to make an impact right now, because no one else in his team can. This PL is still stuck until he gets his Fusel. This Nyx, just... he can do stuff, but not alone. And he doesn't really have a partner to work with. So it's very... at least for this part of the game, it kind of looks like an outdraft. We'll see how it progresses later, once there's a diffusal on PL. But I'm just worried that they're gonna lose so much until he gets it.
I think the biggest concern is how much value they've got out of Eknar on this Clockwork. He's just been finding kills after kills at the start, and now they're smoked up and looking for more. They want to push on this mid, and I don't know if you can actually stop Funnick from doing this. But they're just going to give it over. You can't even challenge, because if you do, look at MEGA-LADA's positioning. It's perfect.
They just have the heroes to answer to any sort of aggression by Vega right now. And even if you... like, it's very hard for Vega to do anything. That's the big problem. Like, just the way their heroes work.
Yeah, they're just trying to play around. Like,
yeah, they just have very little to work with right now. Mag, who was arguably the hardest hero to die on their side, died how many times in the laning stage? Three times, yeah. So he died 3 times in the laning stage. Maybe if he was this big powerhouse in his team, maybe if he was tanky enough to just stand in front, maybe then they could have done something in this mid game. But that just didn't happen, and now they're kind of stuck. And stuck in this very defensive position. Unless maybe then they find some pickoffs with that Yules.
I think you're kind of right. Like, it's all chips are on Dendy right now, right? Phantom Lancer is not out of the game. He makes some recovery, but in terms of who's going to keep you in the game, he's checked no in that tick box, right? It's a case of Dendy needs to start getting good pickoffs to the Yules. Omni Knight can't really set anything up on his own. He didn't have a fantastic lane. He's not building a Radiance this game and pushing towers. He's more defensive. And Scandal might be the kill they were looking for.
Maybe.
But Clockwork is nearby.
Clockwork is behind, yeah.
Hook shot.
He knows what's up. Maybe...
Wrapping around. Vendetta is going to run out soon. Oh, jumps in, stun through, and the hook shot. Too late. Eknar actually stuck here now as well. And they'll use the freezer field just to ensure that he falls. It's a slow death, but it's an assured one. And that's the kind of play they need. Even get the bonus kill.
Definitely perfect play by Vega. They don't have a lot to work with, but they just played properly there. And they were lucky a little bit that Ember did not have his Flame Guard on. I'm not really certain if he would have died as easily if he did. But still, very well played.
More top. Chrono comes out, and it's on Mag again. The Guardian Angel used. The Brain Sap gets him low. Nightmare to hold him in place. And the GA is going to run out first. So guess what happens next? Impelled dodge. Slayer's not able to help. The Fiend's Grip just to ensure the kill. They hate this Omni Knight.
Definitely. They want to make him suffer as much as possible. And I really like how Slayer came in and say, "Oh, hello. I can't do anything here. Goodbye."
I hate to sound mean, but this is... wow. It is going to sound a little bit mean, but it's truthful. This feels like one of the most useless things we've seen. Yeah, it's not his own fault. It's the draft. It's hard to find value.
Maybe if he managed to use that Impale to break the grip at least, but yeah.
Well, he said he thought he was going to... Well, he tried to stun. He thought they were going to jump on him. Nightmare... Leave. They changed it, didn't they? So you can't see?
We have a clock hunting Dandy, perhaps? Nope.
Then he just wants someone to come back here. He's like, I just killed 2 people here. If you want to return to the bot lane, be my guest.
They did see Nyx moving away, I believe. And yeah, overall, you have this PL farming, so that's kind of going fairly well in their favor. He can finish this diffusal if he wants to. Has 700 gold in bank, and every other piece of diffusal is already done, so we should be seeing that flying over to him very soon. And after that, he might look to join these fights because does Void have... Yeah, Void has sticks, so it's kind of difficult to completely shut him down with diffusals, but it's possible.
It's still feasible. It's that case of Dendy opens the fight for you with the Yules, and then Fountain Lancer then has the ability to just flood in and find his kills.
Yeah, so far we haven't really seen the Yules being put in action, but we just might. Eknar.
Eknar. Then Pale does miss. Got a raise on him, but they decide against it. It feels a little bit too close to the shrine, so Eknar cockily just slapping him in the face once and saying, well, if you want to go deeper, you know what's coming.
Yeah, I mean, they actually were quite far away, but Vega just didn't want to risk it. It wasn't worth it. And as you said, the shrine is so close that you have to... If you miss that stun, you have to expect some sort of a counter-attack coming from MEGA-LADA. And Void is actually porting bottom. So we'll see what's happening here. They might want to go and try and take this tier 1.
I feel like they just need to start taking towers. Vega are going to keep making these bold rotations as long as they've got this tier 1 bot. Because you can see they're playing around that, so there's always support if a huge fight erupts.
It's definitely true. And so much time was wasted. Well, Dandy was just standing bottom and pushing out waves, getting time for his PL to finish that diffusal. He made so much time. And right now, MEGA-LADA is just done with that. They want to take this tier 1. But a trade for tier 1 bottom for tier 1 mid is definitely not worth it.
They are rotating though. Clockwork just TP to the tier 2. I feel like it's a little bit too late to try and make this play, but they might. I think they're worried about the DD on Lantimos right now.
Yeah, they can't really hook in here. If they hook in the PL, there's Omni Knight very close to support him. They're moving top. That's what they're doing, basically.
They need towers.
They smoked up, and they're rotating for the top tier 1. At the same time, though, Phonic is expecting a rotation on the bottom lane, and he's moving out.
They will be disappointed.
Yeah, they will be disappointed, because they even drew on the map what they thought Vega was doing. but that just wasn't it. So maybe if someone shows up on mid, he can be punished.
It feels like right now, MEGA-LADA are reluctant to push. They don't want to give up any lead they think they have. But I say they think they have because by doing this is exactly what's happening. They're giving Vega space to get back into this, to make those pushes. And sure, you'll eventually get the tier 2, but giving up these tier 1s, it feels like Vega's currently getting the better trade.
Definitely. Vega just got so much space, actually, and it's not even these tier 1s, it's these wards that they were able to put down. Very deep wards, allowing them to completely anticipate these ganks, but we'll see if they are actually going to anticipate
find Mag again. Oh, another chrono for Mag every time. I'll clean him up. Every chrono has been for that one man.
I mean, it's definitely worth it though. If you chrono anyone else and Mag is close enough, you're probably not gonna kill him because of the healing and the repelling and whatnot.
Ah, it's clearly just there's clearly some. Is there any rivalry we should know about here? Is this what it is?
I mean, these guys, I think they all played with each other at some point in their careers, so I think Muriel and Zayas, they're probably the newest one in the scene. Maybe Nefrit as well, I'm not certain, but the rest of them, they all played together at one point or another.
Oh, Slayer? Sounds up on the Muriel here, but Clockwork is nearby, you need to be careful. The Nightmare's going to come out to Dendi. They use the Yules, they'll look to move in here, Muriel is gone. They decide against going in as they felt that everyone on Vega could respond quicker as Void is bot.
Was that the first Yule usage that we saw so far? It was, what?
I believe so, yeah. The previous ones, he didn't feel like it was needed because he had the Impale set up.
Yeah, so that's pretty nice. They got that Bane, not a whole lot to be honest. It's a position 5 Bane, so nothing of value was lost for MEGA-LADA, but they might lose this tier 1.
Yeah, that's a little bit more valuable, and they're not in a position to stop this push either. Dendi is farming exceptionally well. He's got his BKB now as well as the Blink. Anyone shows up alone, they are going home in a coffin.
There you are.
A Scandal?
All right.
Looks into Zayats. And Zayats, an interesting smoke there.
Yeah, Zayat smokes up. Very
Meanwhile,
interesting
Slayer.
play indeed.
Muriel had a ward. Does
He did
dust
dust
up,
him.
actually. He's going to move forward. They want to get this, but instead the Impale comes out to Muriel. Purification through, he's going to die. Questionable choices being made by Muriel. And
Very questionable. But again, nothing of value, right? I mean, you can't be just feeding those skills, but still, it's not the biggest of the deals. Like, it's just the Bane that died, position 5 Bane. On the bottom of the net worth anyway, him and the Crystal Maidens.
they got Chrono. Then we're going Plantimos? They were thinking about it. They were pinging. I think it's just kind of like, even if it takes you half a second to a second to realize which PL's the real one, that's still too long.
Yeah, every second matters in this game, every single one. And if you can't figure out which PL to hit first, like that's buying the other team time to maybe port in with that Omni Knight and Yule you, or port in and repel and heal up your PL. So
Actually, I think the other thing they maybe noticed is Phantom Lancer has built a Hooded Defiance.
yeah, he's fairly tanky right now. He's not super tanky yet. He's going into that Manta. So once he gets that Ultimate Orb, if he opts to go for Manta completely, which I think most likely will. Once he gets that Ultimate Orb, he's gonna be tanky enough to even take these fights, I believe.
I feel like the Manta's needed. If you think about the fact that you can get out of Searing Chains, for example. It's got decent value this game.
It's very weird though. Like at the start of the game, I felt that MEGA-LADA was completely in control, but then somehow that control slipped away from them, and it doesn't really. It's an even game at the moment.
I feel like we saw them put a lot of pressure on just constantly shutting down Omni Knight, and as a result, Dendi snuck through the cracks, and the same is actually now happening with their Fountain Lancer. Plantimos is right up there with net worth now.
You really did put that very well. Like they were using all their chronos to kill the Omni Knight, but then take 0 objectives afterwards. Well, they could be doing just what they are doing right now.
Slayer! He gets found by Egnar, instant hook shot, and he can't get the stun. He'll finally throw it out, but the battery's still doing a lot of damage to Dust Reveal. Just to make sure he can't go invis, they'll chase for the Searing Chains for Scandal will get the kill.
A very nice pick off there. They might actually even pressure high ground a little bit with the Fanic Pugna right here. Or they might go for
Got the chrono. Plantimos, he gets caught straight away. The life drain on the correct target. The brain sap is enough to ensure the kill. And Fanic, he did get low. The Fiend's going to get on the sides as well. He can't be protected here. The Yule's being used on the Faceless Void, but it won't achieve anything. And now they are free to just push on this high ground.
Yeah, very, very, very weird movements from Vega there. Moving on to the low ground when they knew that Void is around. I think they thought they went back because of the Nyx. The Nyx got caught in Radiant jungle, so they might have expected everyone else to have went back as well, but it didn't happen.
It's
and they
a pretty intimidating point as well, I'd say, for Vega as well, because you look at Scandal, he's almost got the BKB. You look at Nefrit, he's already got the BKB. And Dendi, what value has he actually had out of the Yules combo? Like, I think we said he's Yules once, but that was for support. He hasn't been able to get anything with this.
He didn't get a lot, definitely. And one would argue that you get the farming capability boosted up by the Yules because you have more mana regen, you can raise camps and creep waves easier. However, you do have this Crystal Maiden, so at the same time, you do have enough mana regen on this SF even without that Yules. But I agree with the Yules pickup if it was used to get these pickoffs, but it wasn't. So far, the Yules was a farming tool, and a little bit I disagree with that, but it's not too shabby. Let's see, they're smoking up. They might catch this Pugna on the mid lane.
They're going to try. Funnick's in the river. They blink forward, and there's the Yules we wanted to see. They won't even use the Requiem, though. They know Funnick is a dead man.
Yeah, that was good enough. Just the blink in and Yules to secure Slayer's Impale. It's good enough. They get that Pugna, they punish him for being so insolent.
Zayat's just put down a ward, and it's on top of a sentry. He will realize that soon. I mean, I don't feel like they can do too much tower pushing here. At the moment, MEGA-LADA's not really contesting it.
Yeah,
but
because of
the Void has Chrono.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't have Chrono so far, and that's why they didn't contest. But if they opt to go for this tier 2 on bottom, they just might.
He's already going in.
Sporting in, yeah. But they don't have Pugna for
Chrono catching on it too, jumps straight on top of Dendi, wants to get rid of him quickly. The Guardian's going to protect, but the bashes and the Melt do a lot of damage. Control of Dendi, needs to move fast to be able to get away. On the back foot though, Muriel going to be chased onto by Plantimos. A lot of damage done. The Nightmare does connect on Slayer, but who can actually deal with this PL right now? Scandal's going to stand his ground. BKB is up. Nefrit against super low. The Purification, he will time walk just in time. But looks like Omni Knight, as a result of saving his friends, will have to give his life.
I think Vega is satisfied with that. They baited out the Chrono, and they only lost the Omni Knight. It's not a small loss. Like it is their position 3, but overall they did make them use the Chrono, and now they can be looking to fight them somewhere else if they wanted to, or it's just space for this PL to farm even further.
Let's be honest though. Nefrit, he's going to be happy. He's increased his kill rate of Omni Knights back up. It was slowing down a bit since that PL Chrono. But, yeah. I mean, the Chrono didn't get Omni Knight directly, but as a result of it, he did. That's the important part.
Yeah. He got the Omni Knights again. That's all he cares about, right?
Just get some hate. Oh, BKB. Hookshot interruption. Dendi. He can finally get the Requiem off. 2 is better than 1. Muriel and Eknar. He's like, wait for me. I want to die too.
I mean, yeah, he had noble
intentions.
Noble intentions. Yeah, he wanted to save his ally, but still just hooking into his death, basically.
It's just like he's jealous. He's like, pick me. No, don't take him. Okay, take us both. It's a very questionable play. Maybe if you had some support nearby, I can understand, like the Ember. But alone, that's not going to work.
Yeah, definitely. No, trying to help the Bane is very questionable, as you said, because he's a position 5. Even if he dies, it's bad, but it's not horrible. But dying with that clock, a clock that's actually fairly fat, that's not really great.
Yeah, he had been, like, this is a concern. We've been praising Eknar so much for his plays. But it's like the impact this clock has had on the game has
diminished,
excessively diminished in the last 10 minutes, I'd say. Like, compare the control he had up just coming out laning phase to what we've seen in the last 5-10 minutes. He's not able to do anything anymore.
No, it's the way the game progresses.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Yeah. It's a case now, the Chrono, like before, it's like, oh, whatever, Clockwork's still getting kills. Now it's like the Chrono is the go-to thing. It's really all you've got.
Pretty much. And the fight they had on the tier 2 bottom allowed Dire to take this Roshan actually. Because of that, they were able to take Rosh. Yeah, they got 2 pickoffs afterwards as well. Killing Clock before taking Rosh is huge because he can't just hook in and mess with you, throw those rockets to scout you out. But not having a chrono is what made MEGA-LADA unable to contest the Rosh. So.
Also, Ignar has now picked up a gem, so he's sick of Nyx's infuriating moves around the map.
sick of him just running around. Yeah.
Goddamn privileged invis heroes.
Anymore.
Not seen coming. God. I like this never wall placement as well. Problem is, you just let them have the tower for nothing.
Well,
it's kind of issues. Like, how do you kill the PL twice at this point?
That's definitely a problem. You can use the chrono on him, but most likely right now what you want to do is use the chrono on someone else, try to get them down. But if you do that, most likely this PL is just gonna clean house. So
yeah, it just feels like at this point Vega, they're just being allowed to do whatever they want, you know. PL is that child that's having a temper tantrum, and right now MEGA-LADA is the parents that just gives them every toy they want.
Yeah.
I want a mid tower. Okay, you can have it, son. I want a top tower. Yeah, you can have it. And I don't imagine it'll be long before he wants the bot tower as well.
They're just gonna maybe transition to the bottom lane. PL has his eyes set on this Pugna though instead, or just doing this. Basically, what he does like that, when you take over the enemy's map like this, what you can do is you can stand here where PL is and just cut creep waves like that. So there's no, you're close enough to your allies to connect. Oh, are we gonna see Chrono?
Bean's grip, in fact, he's used his BKB, but he ran into all of them. The Chrono is available. Will he get off the Requiem doing a lot of damage? Nefret, he gets the Chrono out. Time walks off all the damage, and Nefret now in trouble. The Guardian Angel comes out, but can he get enough bashes? That's the question. The Purification, the yields to buy him some time to try and move away from this, but can he move quick enough? That's the question. The hook shot to make sure he can't. Palantimos finally running the fight, but his whole team is just already dead. And, I mean, this is the concerning part. They threw everything at that, and they put everything onto Dendi. And your concern is, okay, they're throwing way too much on... But Vega's reaction was, okay, protect Dendi. They threw everything into protecting him consecutively with MEGA-LADA throwing everything on him to kill him. So there was no chance of a turnaround.
Very, very interesting buyback on Eknars, by the way. I guess he thought they could pressure high ground, but he just bought back actually for no reason there. So that was kind of a misplay. But overall, I was just saying how good it is that PL is cutting a wave on top, because it prevents Radiant, it prevents MEGA-LADA from even trying to split push with their Pugna. But as I was saying that, his team was gradually moving away from him towards Radiant jungle. So they fought so far away from him that he couldn't join that fight. That's the only way Radiant even wins.
And this proc. Yep, but Diffusal and Stark, you can't blink. Fire on point.
Almost had that blink off cooldown there. Unlucky a little bit. However, they just need to fight around this PL. He has the Aegis. You shouldn't die as 4 while your top network hero has Aegis. It just shouldn't happen. So a slight misplay by Vega, but yeah, it opened up the game a little bit, but it's not horrible. They are still very well in control of this game.
Well, there you go. The tier 2 in the bot lane finally does get dropped. And both teams with gems now, so this should very quickly turn into one team dominated vision entirely.
Yeah, when you are in front and you buy a gem like this, what you are doing is you're running around their base and just devouring all the wards that they've got, and just trying to completely keep them on the high ground. Something which we have actually seen being done so many times in this tournament already. They had their eyes on Void though, on Nefrit.
They need to get cross quicker if they want to do that though.
And Nyx was kinda scouted, so he's fine. He's just gonna get out, port base. Maybe they smoke up now when the Aegis is gone.
This has to be a smoke.
That.
Yeah, it is. I think the other important thing is that Nefrit, I'm not sure if they got eyes on him, but he's got the nullifier now. And that's smart from him, because the issue was actually they couldn't kill Shadow Fiend quick enough. They still took a great fight, but it was worrying, because if the PL was there, like we're saying, totally different fight.
if the PO was there, that was definitely a different fight. They would not be able to focus down SF because if they did, the... Alright, Nyx?
No, blink away. Force
yeah,
staff as well. Everything to just get him away.
Yeah, that obs was planted, but the sentry wasn't there. And the dust wasn't there.
It's just Nyx doing his best impression of Golem. I mean, he's got that precious gem. He doesn't want to give it over to him.
No, that's perfect. Just running in like that with Nyx and finding where they are, giving valuable info to his team. Crystal Maiden, though, she's...
Zayats, needs to be careful. Hookshot comes in, and they'll cogs the zone out. Eknar is ready. The Chrono on the other side. They jump straight onto the Phantom Lance. Can they do enough damage, though? Palantimos. He's barely touched with the gun. The wrong one. The Fiend's Grip. Mistakes made, and now the turnaround. There's a Requiem. No, gets interrupted. Denny trying to move forward. Wants to get it off in time. He's getting low on HP. He'll force them away, but they still haven't done with Scandal yet. He runs out of mana. Palantimos moving across now. We'll be able to clean him up. On the other side of the fight, the freezing field zones out anyone from reapproaching. And Eknar caught on the back foot. Dendi goes Scepters up because he's worried about his own health. And Spirit Vessel will get him low, but he will survive. And mistakes made. Huge mistakes here. Funnick might pay the price as well, but they threw everything on that illusion.
Funnick?
Funnick.
Kept by port.
Gonna TP out. It's good. It's good. Nope, he's still good. Yules, he's gone. Good night, Sweet Prince. Frostbite. Yules, hold him in place. Comes down. Meets his fate. I can't believe that. Like, I can't believe they... The whole time.
Yeah, just... they were attacking the illusion. They threw everything on it. The whole time in the chrono and the drain and the grip. It was a disaster. MEGA-LADA, they had some vision advantage there, but still they went on the wrong PL. It was just unlucky for them. However, I really wanna say that Zayats played that so well. Like, he knows that he has buyback. So what does he do in that fight? He moves in completely alone first, and he gets killed. That's true, but there's a shrine right next to him. And if he is killed, what that means is that one of them had to go, and it was the Clockwork. He went on the Crystal Maiden, and when you do that, like, you go on this poor little position 5 hero and you give away all your positions because of that, and then your cores are able to go into that fight and fight properly. It's these small things from position 5 players that actually make such a difference in these tier 2, tier 1 teams. That's really... You wouldn't expect a squishy little Crystal Maiden to bait like that. It's usually some Night Stalker or Ogre. But still,
it was kind of, all things considered, it felt like MEGA-LADA. It was that mistake that cost them the fight, right? Like, they actually had good zoning, right? The Clockwork does jump in, but he cuts off any approach from that angle. The Chrono on the other side means the fight is completely split in MEGA-LADA's favor. But then we just see them throw everything on an illusion, and suddenly...
Yeah, that was very unfortunate, definitely. It's questionable how much they could have done to the Heart of Tarrasque and Butterfly, which he got PL. And the rush is up.
They should be looking towards this now. They're reasonably quick spawn. And they are right next to it. They've got superior positioning as well.
Yeah, they smoked up. They're moving on to this high ground. They have to decide either to go to rush or to fight them first. And it seems they're gonna rush. There is Clockwork, though. They're gonna know. Like, he should be firing a rocket there any time now. They should be... Yeah, there we go.
They have got the Chrono as well. They need to hurry up because they are on their way on the side of MEGA-LADA.
They definitely have time.
They've got hookshot as well. They've got everything. Look at this positioning. They're trying to block out any hookshot opportunity. Slayer moves forward. And Pale hits onto both of them. Eknar needs to get in, though. And PL's going to come to them instead. Jump straight in. Looking on Nefrit. Force the BKB. Jump in with the Chrono. Goes straight onto Dendi. Gets rid of him and moves on to Crystal Maiden next. Lantimos still alive, but they're going to zone him out and move away. They're just trying to completely alienate him from his time. The hookshot in will allow them to just turn around. And Mag, I'm not even sure why he walks in here. He just gives his life. No, he disconnects.
That's why he walked in.
I mean, they've done that right, though. You just saw it. They completely alienated PL from his entire team. And then they go for it. They
chronoed on one side and got the PL on the other. Like, Dandy was very careful with his SF arrow. He was standing on the side waiting, but then just moved in a completely wrong time and got chrono together with his buddy boy Crystal Maiden Zayats, and just he got obliterated by Nefrit alone. And after that, everyone else is just easy pickings for them. They got the PL, and now this poor little Mag Omni-Knight, the DC'd.
He's gone. Yeah. Maybe he gets the Yules off in time, but I think he's gone. And like, the other interesting thing is, it's just you can kind of imagine it, right? I like to imagine Nefrit was going in. He's thinking about Chrono, and then his team just screaming, Dendy. Get Dendy. Not the Phantom Lancer again. There you go. They take him out. Nyx will survive.
Misery.
But now you just give him a Roche.
So low. Yeah. I mean, I honestly think they should have smoked up and got... They should have went for a pick-off first. There's no doubt about it. Especially now when you see it. It's more obvious, right? It's kind of harder for them to decide at that point. But they had superior vision. And because of that, they had the smoke. They should have made the movement first to make that rush actually a little bit easier for them. And instead of that, now they're playing against Aegis and Cheese. Aegis on Void, Cheese on Ember.
That's actually pretty frightening. And Void already halfway towards the MKB. You're reaching this kind of critical mass point with a Void, and that's... I'd say face this Void late game is one of the scariest heroes in the game.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when he gets that, as you said, level 25 and that talent.
The intimidating Chronosphere increase.
Yeah,
Yes.
the massive Chronosphere is... It's just very hard to play against. It doesn't matter what items you've got, because once you're in the Chrono, they don't matter. You don't have any save versus it either. Yeah, Omni Knight helps, but it's not your Revenge, it's not your Pajvit to hook or something like that. So
It's also the extra range means you can't even go for Guardian Angel save. You're going to need to build an Axe just to protect in the middle of that.
yeah, and he's actually going for Lotus. It's not an Axe that he chose to go for, so...
Yeah, so no chance he'll be able to save. He's got no way of... I mean, he's got the blink. He could go in, but... Let's say, for example, they chrono someone on their side, so towards their team. Suddenly you have to blink in to Guardian Angel, and you're just balls deep in the enemy team. At which point, you're dead. Like, there's no disagreement on that.
It's very difficult for them to defend right now. Unless they kind of find some pick-off on the side, like maybe the Spugna is a little bit further away than anyone else, but he has A on disc, so it's very hard to go on him.
Yeah, poke at the high ground. This is the frustration of Pugnus. Just casually never blasts. Back and forth between the two lanes.
Definitely one of the easiest hero to push with. Just standing in the back, blasting the tower.
There's no pressure, right? There's no creep wave pushing against them. There's a big creep wave in the bot lane for the side of Vega, but it doesn't matter. It's being met with just as many creeps.
Yeah, it's very relevant. Well, Void does not have any mana left, so... Unless they have... Yeah, they have some clarity for him, so they're gonna fall back a little bit.
You know,
not completely
one team has Crystal Maiden. They've got Crystal Maiden in a bottle. That's simple. But I mean, he's got the cheese on the Ember as well. So worst case scenario, let's say they're in the middle of a fight, you can just pass that off to him. You shouldn't need it though. Like, you maybe just expend your life, and then once you come back with the Aegis, you've got the Chrono immediately.
It's very unlikely that they're gonna burn through his mana before he uses Chrono, unless he doesn't wanna use it, right? So
unless Nyx goes in first, but then that's like you impale him. That's a 14-second cooldown. You have nothing to get him when he comes up from the Aegis.
There's a Nyx hunting though. Bane and Clock are kinda deep, and they are kinda alone. Void is not close enough to connect, not right now at least.
Ember might be able to though.
Ember, Bolt, and Pugna. I mean, they just switched from top to bottom for some reason. top was...
Like, they want to take all the towers at the same time. You know when you get that feeling? It's like dominoes. Pushing them over at the same time.
Void, though. Nyx is right next to him. He sees him. Bane... It has one sentry. He didn't plant it also.
He should plant it in front of the tower. There it is.
Just continue pushing, I suppose. As long as this ward is there, they're just gonna blast the tower and that's it. They don't want to risk anything. It's justified. They
don't need to risk anything.
The problem with pushing high ground here is, if you do use that Chrono, what might happen is they might buy back on the target that you use the Chrono on, and then you're fighting without your main spell versus a full team. It makes it a bit more difficult. So they're probably just gonna fall back like they're doing right now. Take the outer shrines out. And maybe get a pick-off or two before pushing high ground.
Yeah, it's in that scenario. They just want to get access to the shrines. Like, this might just be an Aegis they use to claim map control as opposed to push for racks. Which is understandable. Vega do actually still have a net worth lead here.
Yeah, just opening the map. Taking that the other shrine is actually much more valuable than it took right now. So they should be taking that one soon, I suppose. Unless they cat someone out and decide to go high ground. And they are porting top, so this Omni Knight is moving very, very close to Muriel's
A
Bane.
little bit too close. Nightmare comes out from Muriel. And they have got Fiend's Grip to follow it up. Mag is as good as gone. The freezer field interrupted. The hook shot across. Egnart wants additional food tonight. And you'll be able to find it. Zayats falls as well. Just as the Aegis expires.
Yeah, so at least what they have going in their favor is that the Aegis expired. So Vega can maybe take a favorable fight right now if they get that pick off on effort. Because Nyx was close enough many times already, but he just didn't want to go as he had Aegis. He knew it was irrelevant if they kill him once, if he comes back and just chronos all of them.
They're actually going for high ground now. 2 dead, they might feel emboldened to do so. Chrono available as well. Nothing will really stop them.
They
We're
do have
back to
buyback,
this.
so
It's
yeah.
just this experience.
We're back at Pugna just blasting the towers.
This hero is fun, guys.
Super fun, just standing in the back.
Nefert moved into the high ground. He needs to be careful, actually. Running out of mana quick here. Doesn't have enough to chrono now. Switches to interest just in case they try and engage. This Phantom Lancer is so infuriating to deal with.
Yeah, and the Omni Knight is actually alive. They could choose to fight right now. And they know that he has no mana. They should be checking it.
Oh, there you go. They feel like they've opened up the opportunity to take that shrine. But I mean, that could have... If someone actually clicked on Nefert and seen his mana, that could have went horrifically, I'd say, for the side of MEGA-LADA.
I mean, they might just try and fight them. They are scanned, so... Yeah, MEGA-LADA knows what's up. It's good though. Vega has to defend this shrine. This shrine is super important. It's your only access. Your tier 3 on mid fell, your tier 2 on top and mid are also dead, so if it comes to a rush fight, you actually need to keep the shrine alive as much as possible.
They're going back in.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
No, it's got that hook shot though.
Phantom Lancer? Phantom
Oh,
Lancer?
he'll see them. Hook shot through, cuts to the back line, onto the Omni on the Chrono, catches on the Dendy and on the Mag. The Impale stun is good, Remnants in, just getting on top, they blast through Dendy. And they'll take Mag as well. Dendy, Mag, instant buyback. Zayats has to use the freezing field, Egnart on top of him. The Battery Assault ran just long enough to interrupt. They should be able to move him away, but on the other side of the fight, Dendy's zoning him out. Jump in by Scandal, forced out the BKB, yours been used. He hasn't got any Remnants to work with here. Fire Fist, stops use of the Requiem. Lantimos chase him through. Scandal still has the cheese. He'll be forced to use it, but he is a piggy now. And they'll chase onto him, and his use of the Decrepify just can't protect him. Not enough time bought for the Remnant. 90 seconds without your Ember. He does have buyback. Can you force it?
He does have buyback. Void is alive. Pugna is alive, so it's not very easy to push against them. And at the same time, you did force a buyback both on Dandy's SF and on Mag's Omni Knight. That shrine being alive actually helped them kill that Ember and make a slight comeback there, but at what price? They had to buy back 2 of their cores, and it's not really great. Phoenix is actually on mid.
Oh, he was the bush.
Split pushing? Yeah.
Like, you've got a choice. You can either go back and defend, or you can try and take this. But if you try and push, keep in mind, you're on a 50-second window until there's another chrono available.
The thing is, if you try and push right now, you don't have buybacks on either your Omni Knight and SF.
Heck no.
And if they die, game is over.
Still with that haste rune, he actually might be able to get away from this in time. Baiting everyone in. The Yules to block out any sort of escape now. 4 stuff. He's got the hook shot. He needs to use it. No, he misses. Did he go for the... No,
yeah, he went for Void, I think.
Okay.
Did he go for Void or what?
I thought he was going to go for this camp, but he shot through here. He completely shot through the center between the Ancients and the neutral camp.
Maybe he missed. I thought he was going for Void. Void was setting up for him as well. But neutral camp kind of makes more sense. They did not see the gem though. The gem is dropped there in the trees, and it's very hard to see. It's under that bush.
Yeah, it's actually hidden by the shrubbery.
It's
like
so
right there.
hidden, man. Like, God, the best hiding spot ever, actually. It's barely visible.
Turns out the Clockwork is a smuggler. I wonder if he'll notice it when he goes... He's got to go back and check, right? Is Zaya still looking for it? I feel like he is.
Yeah, he just doesn't understand what happened. He's like, where did it go? What happened? Did someone take it?
That's an interesting little interaction. Ice Rock, please. You don't mind? We need to
hide
talk.
the gem under the bushes, man.
New strategy.
Nice.
Just leave resources around the map for whenever you need them. It's like, I'll just leave a TP here. I'll leave a TP over here. And then whenever I like run out of TPs, I don't need to go to the side shop. Be smart now.
All right, so the rush should be up very soon now, right? And
It will respawn in 5 seconds. This could be the deciding factor. We are 48 minutes in. Both teams' bases are technically exposed at this point.
I mean, not even MEGA-LADA understands where the gem is. They didn't go for it either. Like, usually you would see someone either go back for that gem or the courier to pick it up, but they haven't. Like, they...
Please
Last
see.
time there was a rush fight, Vega lost it.
It's frustrating because you can only see it if you're right on top of the ancient camp. And Nightmare coming out, Scandal moving forward, but Plantamous gonna go in here. Searing Chains does connect on him. The Fiend's Grip as well. They know which one's real. They force down to the high ground. They can easily kill him off the hook shot in, but no, they can't get him the chrono with the back foot. Catches on the free, and Plantamous just chasing on the Funnick in the meantime. They will be able to get the kill on the Dendy for the stun through from the Impale Nephrit. Jumping in forward. The GA's been used. But Omni already gone, and Slayer in a lot of trouble as well. They'll move forward, they'll look to hit him up, and they will get him triple kill for Scandal. And Palantimos, you might cut the backline and you might find 2, but you lose your entire team for that. There you go, buyback's out. They need to contest this Roche.
That first half was actually done by Nyx there.
That was Nyx?
So yeah.
Egnart's getting low here. The Mjolnir's on him, but he'll still die up and down. Nephrit, he's in a lot of trouble. He's going to die as well. Palantimos. Fear the Phantom Lancer at level 25, especially when he takes the critical strike talent.
He just destroyed them there. And when that chrono was planted in that fight as well, he was pushed to the high ground, so no one was there. It was just Bane and Pagna. So it was super simple for him to clean them up. He was pushed towards them, and they were desperately trying to kill him before the grip ended, but they couldn't.
I mean, it looked like a next level play coming out from Mega, but it's actually a next level play that came out from Slayer, because as a result of that, the Ember had to turn around. He wasted 1 or 2 seconds. On top of that, the Void is just completely misplaced to join in, and now the hook shot through. Actually going to find Slayer here. To speak of the man and how well he done, not going to count that amongst his best moments.
Yeah, and he's actually down for 90 seconds. He does not have a buyback. He bought back already, and they might actually force high ground with this. They have a refresher shard. It should be on Void. They should give it to Void for double chrono, double BKB, double everything, yeah. Yeah,
they've given it to him. And yeah, like you said, they'll push in now. Phantom Lancer is the only person on Vega that has buyback.
Yeah, this is a huge opening now for MEGA-LADA. If they manage to kill him in 1 chrono, even if he buybacks, they can still use the 2nd chrono on him.
On top of that, there's no GA for 50 seconds. There's no real way to protect him. They come. Crystal Maiden just farming up. Maybe trying to get a blink before the siege happens, but won't have a choice but to come back.
Yeah. She is their only wave clear right now. Like, she can spam the Crystal Nova from distance.
They do root up Nephrit. They want to go and Plantamous is repelled up in the meantime, but the time walk away. Nephrit gets hit by the Nullifier, but it won't matter. The hook shot on the back foot will find Science. The Dagon to kill him. And now they're moving in, looking for more. Plantamous, he's a little bit too tanky. He'll kill off the clockwork. Egnart dead for 110 seconds. And that actually might hold.
Yeah, they did get, I mean, hold what? They lost the Raxes already, so they
well,
did kill
they've got their out lanes, though. They're not out.
They hold their lives. They hold their Ancients. That's it.
Hey, it's called defense of the Ancient, rather. So
defend.
I mean, you defend the Ancient. Like, defend the Ancient.
Ditta.
Ditta sounds like that's an improvement. Why do we need the O? Ditta.
Yeah, we actually called it Dota. Just Dota. No Dota.
There you go.
Dota or something like that. Just Dota.
Defense. Just Dota. Oh, what would Dota be? Defense of overly temperamental Ancients?
Swedes or Finns, they have a very similar pronunciation.
Okay. Oh, we call it Dota. Dota. Yeah. Let's say it with me. Dota.
Dota.
Or Dota. There. Dota. If you want to be typically very British, it's Dota. Gotta announce the ta. But enough on the lessons of how to pronounce things. Otherwise, we'll end up back on invulnerability.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there.
You sounded like you kind of like puked in your mouth a little bit there.
Yeah, I know what my accent is like, and
people love it. You know, you got that very deep voice.
Oh yeah, let's go with that chrono.
Entrancing and education. Oh, they could though. There's 2 here. They don't know about the Slayer yet. But Plantamous wants to be careful here. Slayer just got revealed.
They know exactly where he is and which one is the real one.
Lantimos? They Chrono for this? No, they're trying to move away. They time walk back. They're so worried about this because they can't see the rest of their team. Slayer's still chasing.
I think Nefrit should maybe swap this refresher shard out. I'm not certain. Maybe swap the refresher shard for the Monkey King bar, use the chrono, then swap it out or something like that.
Quite possibly.
Maybe
Is
even,
it the
maybe even
Lincolns
use
then?
it.
Because you should be able to get BKB off in every scenario, really. Like, the only thing you're worried about is maybe Yules from the Shadow Fiend, but you've got a hookshot interruption for that.
I'm pretty certain he needs that MKB in any way. In any case, he needs it versus the PL. Yeah, he has Nullifier, but still, just for the chrono, so they can kill him fast enough in it.
Just realized Clockwork's getting close to that level 25, which should... Is this the Rocket True Sight? Like, True Sight's good here, but so's the Battery Assault. Oh, hookshot in, speeding Clockwork. He catches onto both of them. Plantamon's stuck in here. He'll just run down this block. He just dies so damn quickly. Nefrit trying to move across.
No mana.
He's got the chrono, but no mana to work with.
No
now,
mana.
He's going to be left behind. Time walk out. Yules, though, waiting on the Bane. Dendi wants to get this kill. They're just working around. They can see he's got no mana to work with, and Nefrit just left all alone. Aegis will bring him back, but can he actually get a chrono off in time? That's going to be the question. There we go. Chrono comes out, but he hasn't got the BKB. He has to use the refresher shard straight away. Nice use of the Ghost Step to protect, and now the GA as well. But it won't matter. The Bash is doing so much work. Dendi will still fall. Nefrit chase it forward. They catch on the mag with the Serum Chains, but they can't stay around because on the other side of the fight, Palantimos has finally finished off Funnick. And, I mean, despite Dendi dying there, the space he created with the E-Blade, forcing that second chrono in an unfavorable scenario.
Yeah, it was great. I think MVP of that fight is Nyx. He just mana burned Nefrit. He couldn't use his chrono at all. Like, he used the BKB, but once he used... Before he used the BKB, he already lost all his mana, so he couldn't really do anything in that team fight. It was... Yeah, very unfortunate for MEGA-LADA, you know, but I believe Vega played that.
I'm just waiting for chat to flame. He's like, oh yeah, Nyx pressed W, MVP. Like, in fairness, yeah, it done a lot of work. I still feel like that ending, like, yes, you saved the CM, but I feel the bigger deal is that not that Dendi saved the CM, it's that he saved the CM and then forced the second chrono to be used on him, which meant there was no turnaround opportunity onto Phantom Lancer at all.
The second chrono was used on him, even though Phantom Lancer... Nefrit was rooted by Crystal Maiden, so he couldn't actually even get to him that time. So he had to use that. He used the second one, he used the Refresher Shards, went to the Crystal Maiden, she got T-bladed, he went on the SF, but it's good. Like, only the SF died, and he had buyback anyway. So even if they wanted to push after that, they couldn't.
I mean, we saw an odd reluctance as well. He waited about half second to a second after using chrono before actually using the refresher shot. He was clearly very torn on it because I think they could kind of see on the side of MEGA-LADA that fight was not going their way.
It was the second in which he was actually frostbitten. Like, he couldn't move, so he used the refresher shot also to get rid of that and then move into... I'm pretty certain that's what happened. He also used that to get him in a favorable position.
You know how it is. I guess sometimes these fights, they feel like they take longer to pass. It kind of felt like he was standing there for a good second or so. I was kind of like...
yeah, pretty much. He was like standing there thinking, what?
I was like, is he torn here? Is he thinking about retreating? And then he's just like, no, screw this. We need this fight.
Yeah, he was definitely frostbitten. Like,
I don't know. I know he's frostbitten, but I'm talking about like the time it took him to use the refresher shard. It felt like there was an odd delay. Like they were torn whether they should keep pursuing.
You have to be. Like, anyone would be, because...
It's such an important resource.
Yeah, it's such an important resource. It's basically a game-winning resource if used properly. And they forced you to not use it properly there, and the game is even once again. They lost their Aegis, they lost the refresher shard. They still do have cheese on Ember.
So here's an interesting thought actually right now. I'm glad he's doing it. I was about to say the scan will start transitioning towards the Battle Fury build, and it looks like he will be doing so. Do you then do you go full on? Do you like start switching out the Mjolnir to get Daedalus, or do you only get one day? I feel like you get one day and keep the Mjolnir, right?
You keep the Mjolnir for sure right now. Like, you still have this cheese in, so it... Wait.
No, they can't catch them.
Yeah.
It's a little game of cat and mouse right now.
As you asked, yeah, he is transitioning into that build. However, Dendi does have hacks, and he itemized really well. The E-Blade, the hacks, everything is there to either catch people or try and save his scores. So
it should probably be
December
pointed
has to
out how scary E-Blade is with a 6 seconds cooldown as well.
yeah, and you have to be careful if you are Ember, because SF has Yules as well, so he can instantly Yule into Hex. Your Lincolns does not matter a lot.
That's kind of the thing right now. Like, we've gone back to this. We saw the cat and mouse game in the jungle, but what happens afterwards? One team is now coerced into their base. The other team prowls around, sets up for Roche, which should be up potentially in 30 seconds. Oh, hookshot in. Mag! He actually got out. He hookshot the creep wave. But Dendi.
Casual blink out by Mag.
Okay, he thought about it, but Ignite is pretty
At the same time, though.
Back foot, though, they're jumping in. They'll find a kill on the Bane. Going to chase for more Funnick. They proc the Ondis. They mew him up. They'll finish him off. Chasing for more. The freeze field comes out of the Chrono. He doesn't catch on to Zayats at all. The Guardian Angel out as well. Plantamos. Can he get through him? No, he cannot. He'll turn around. Doppelganger up. Looking on the scan. Force out the BKB. The crits are big, though. Who will fall first? The feeds get on the Dendi. Stopping getting involved in the fight. But now the Requiem is going to come out. Scandal dead already. Ekna trapping in the Phantom Lancer, but not for long. He moves forward looking for Murray as well. The Nightmare will buy a little bit of time, but not much. Zayats still surviving. The Dagon won't finish him off. And an ultra kill for Plantamos. So close to that Rampage, but too low to pursue further.
They just initiated on the Bane, got him out first, completely shut him off the fight. And even with that big Chrono, he didn't catch the Crystal Maiden while she was ulting. They couldn't finish off Palantimos in the Chronosphere, and then it just all fell apart. First the Funnick died, then the Ember as well. Funnick bought back, but it really didn't.
And
really matter.
I was going to say, Mag, he played that perfectly. He blinks away before they can even catch him, which is great at first. It's the fact he went back in, baited in long enough that Dendi interrupted Eknar's retreat. And then, of course, knowing that he's got the GA global because of the Ags, he knows he doesn't have to run to that fight too quickly.
Exactly. So he was close enough to heal his PL, but he wasn't
jump
close
in.
enough to attack.
Eknar, thrown in place in a little bit of trouble. The Impale on Funnick means he can't even assist
That's
here.
not buyback.
And that might be what they need to enter the base. Plantamos moves up to the high ground. Nefrit does not have the Chrono for 30 seconds. You're going to have to give over at least one lane. It might end up being two. You can try and decrypt to slow this down somewhat, though.
This is lane. This should be lane.
This should be one lane.
There is a buyback. Yeah, there's buyback, but they don't want to use it. They definitely don't want to use it. They're pinging out. They're pinging out the Omni Knight in a way that he needs to die.
Oh no, the snipe out! Funnick! He catches Dendi! And suddenly, Vega do not want to push anymore. Abort.
Mission abort. Dendi is down.
Questionable decisions being made here. As I felt like there was pings coming out, and most of them are MEGA-LADA. I think one or two were screams for heals, though.
Yeah, he was screaming for heals, and Omni Knight was healing him all the time, but he just didn't heal him enough, it seems, because the burst damage from level 5 Dagon with the Graphies and the Whale, it's insane. If you remember one of those season games in Dota in which you would take...
I'm going to have to interrupt you. Fight's about to erupt. Funnick, Aeon's already proc, and now the jump in. He's using the Chrono, but Plantamos, no! He gets outside. It'll kill Funnick. The feed script used after the BKB makes it pretty obvious which one's real. But the Yule's interruption of Plantamos will doppelgang, turn around, Nefrit dies. He's gone for a long time. He does have buyback, and he might have to commit it. They're trying to move away. The freezing field coming in, going to drop the mirror, will kill him off. And now Scannel, he needs to be in full retreat. The buyback does happen from the Faceless Void. But no Chrono, and he gets hexed up straight away. Nefrit being chased on too. Dendi chasing through the E-Blade there as well. Nefrit's going to time walk it off. But Scandal, he's got no mana left, and he's got no life left. He will be forced to buy back as well, because they're likely to go to the high ground after this. Eknar, he looks for a hook shot out. He's got the 4-staff up, but they get stunned. They jump on top of him. No chance he gets a hook shot to safety. And suddenly, Roche is all yours to claim on the side of Vega. And there's not much that Mega can do about it.
Yeah, there were some buybacks spent there, and PL had to buyback as well. But I don't think they can fight this. Is there a Chrono on the side? No.
I'd like to point out how smartly Fallout was for Plantamos, right? So often at the moment we see PLs go for the Doppelganger talent, but the crit strike has done so much work this game.
Yeah, they definitely need a damage here. Like, he's the only one that's dealing any sort of damage in his team. Yeah, you can argue that Dendi is doing something, but not really, not a lot.
It's more like a utility disruption role. It's not your
exactly what you said. He's more like he's there to blink in, hex an Ember, hex a Void, E-Blade the target that's in the Chronospheres. Like, he can use his Requiem as well to lower the damage and to just keep them in check. But overall, all the damage that's happening, it's mostly from Palantimos.
And now they've got 3 GAs. They might just be able to go and finish this. I imagine they'll take the safe choice, though. Palantimos for that Aegis.
I really like the 4 salves on Omni Knight, by the way. He's been carrying them around.
He's been doing everything, man.
Yeah, you want heals, Dandy? Here you go. Don't ping me ever again.
Just like, okay, Dandy, to make sure we don't have that issue again, I brought salves. Dandy's on the other side of the map, like, are you sure? It's like, yes, get over here. We're pushing. The Enfeeble actually did quite a lot of work to PL. He can't push anymore.
Yeah, he pretty much halves his damage, so it's very hard to push with PL in any way. Like, illusions don't do too much, so if you're not hitting, that
was a pretty smart
slow
pickup by Mario as well. A lot of people would get tempted. 65 movement speed is a lot, especially if you have no mobility item, but that damage reduction is... I mean, that's what just saved their second lane.
They basically just have to cast it on PL all the time, and they're fine. I mean, they're not super fine, but they can shut down that damage source at least, just by that one little spell. And Enfeeble has huge cast range, so he should be able to get it off every time, unless he messes up and uses it on an illusion.
That's the thing. He doesn't really have a slot to hold onto his BKB right now, which means the first... Like, this is the awkward scenario where you could potentially just ignore the Phantom Lancer.
Oh, they're coming in. Can you ignore him, though?
Well, they got the Chrono available.
Coming for you.
They don't want to commit it onto Palantimos. They need to look for someone else. The Repel to stop any Enfeeble messing around in the meantime. But they can just take the slow now. The irony of the lineup with the Pugna, who was sitting outside the base, never blasting, now just being slowly destroyed by illusions.
Yeah, I like how Dandy is on the other side. Panic, please don't touch me. He's on the other high ground.
Please, no Dagons. And there he goes in again. Palantimos. It's a slow method, but it does the work.
He did.
I love the space they're actually giving.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look at the space. They're keeping everyone away. There's a one-man Chrono at best.
It's insane. They're really positioning themselves very well. And they're moving away. They're going to outpush mid first, and then maybe go for it again.
Yeah, I don't know if they go top. Top is pushing in pretty hard. Someone's probably going to have to go stop that.
Yeah, they have travels too on PL, so I suppose he can run there, do it, go back in. Or there's an illusion rune on bottom. He can take that as well, just send them on top and continue pushing bottom. Yeah, I believe that's what's happening.
Yeah, it has to be, because like if you TP up there, they'll spot that straight away, and as a result, suddenly there's a go. Yeah, MEGA-LADA will just go with the Chrono.
They could fight either on bottom, or they could pick him off on top. And runes, man, they just help you out so much. It's insane.
I mean, considering how hard these illusions do hit right now.
There, though. Yes. He's behind enemy lines. He's on high ground.
Level 25, man. Like, don't underestimate this.
He's not in vision. This sentry is not scouting him. They don't know where he is.
That's
not
problematic.
Right now, at least. If he moves a bit to the right...
I'll jump in. They hex up Nefrit straight away. If they kill him, this could be over. They're trying to move across in time. He will be able to turn around. He's got the Chrono. He doesn't want to use it just yet, though. Trying to jump forward. The freezing field comes out. Beat script interrupts straight away. Zayats cannot do anything now. And Palantimos getting low on HP. Does dodge out the Remnant with the Doppelganger. They're moving across. Funnet getting low. They'll pop the Aegis. And now they may be in a little bit of trouble, because now he'll have a BKB. They get the Chrono, though. They jump straight in. Palantimos. They're trying to get through him, but they are using the life drain on... What the hell was that? He was still laying on the ground. Weird graphical effect with a chase for more. Palantimos nullifies up onto Funnet, forces him further away. The BKB is used by Palantimos. They'll turn around and just hit the buildings. Can you now get them out of the base, though? That's the Chrono committed, but you did nothing to him. Now, jump in. Vega.
Zero damage to PL.
It was the Repel. The Repel just completely screwed them, and now, there you go, Funny. Snipes out Slayer. Looks like the Palantimos as well. Life drain him up, but we'll get interrupted. Trying to move with it to provide to protect him with the Repel. On to Palantimos, looking forward for more, but Eknar, still no hook shot available as he threw it out already. It didn't have much of an impact. It looks like Vega will be able to retreat with what they got left, but they do lose a lane.
They lost the lane, but they... it's the defense of the Ancient, remember. So,
you know what?
As long as that's standing... Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I wish we had like an instant replay. Did you see the Phantom Lancer after the...
Yeah, he was lying on the ground.
He's lying on the ground. That's what I was trying to work. It's like,
yeah,
they're not attacking Phantom Lancer right now. They're attacking... What is that?
That was weird. I mean, you said... Yeah, there was a repel, but at the same time... Was it Guardian Angel as well? That was.
It must have been Guardian Angel. They were doing no damage whatsoever. It's a global GA, so yeah, this global GA was used. You can see on cooldown now.
And yeah, they had refresher, right? They had refresher.
Refresh shard, refresher. They've got. We said this when we went on the base. They had 18 seconds. Oh, sorry, longer than that. They had 24 seconds worth of GA time available to them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because once they initiated, they had GA on them. So he must have used refresher shards afterwards to have it while the chrono was up as well.
He did. And this is the frustrating thing, is there's no way to really stop that unless you eliminate Omni Knight first. And
it's very hard to get to him.
And that was the awkward window, right? Like we said, the best shot was not killing Plantimals first, but they pop the Aegis and then feel that they can go on it. And you saw the result. They give him half HP, and then they can't do anything.
They're smoked up, though, and they do have chrono again.
Panic will be revealed, though. I think they might have just spotted him as well. Ignat. Got the hook shot available. Does he want to go for Dendi? No. Oh, the hook shot misses Palandamos. Now the chrono coming out onto him. They've got the GA again if they need to use it, though. The repel. And there's the GA to protect. And now Scandal stuck in it as well. The BKB comes out. They can use the Fiend's Grip onto Palandamos. They do interrupt it, though. On the back foot, Zayas goes. He's got the freeze field. Going to use it straight away. Trying to get rid of Muriel. Nefrit in full retreat as the BKB wears out. And Egnar, he needs to get out, but they've already lost Scandal. And now the Yules to control Egnar as well. When he comes down, he's going to pop the Requiem. And the Razors will secure that kill. Buyback forced out on Egnar. But you do not have any buyback available for Scandal for a minute. And that may be the deciding factor. On the back foot, Funnick still being chased onto. And might be killed here. Aeon Disc does proc, but he's already a little piggy. There's the E-Blade. Go for the TP out. Raise. 1-2. And that buyback will be forced instantly. Nefra in the base. It's being poked back. He's got 70 seconds till he's got a chrono. This is actually going to be Megas.
It should be Megas, definitely. Unless some Funnick Dagon happens.
Oh, Slayer!
Oh,
double stun with the Impale. Funnick being chased onto. He's got the Decrepify out, but he's turned into a Hex. Then he moved forward. He needs double raise. Or maybe just an E-Blade. Doesn't even need the E-Blade. Egnot, fluffing the hookshot. Doesn't do enough with it. And they'll turn around, just jump straight on top of him now. Raises once again. Egnot getting low. Hogs out. Used to buy a little bit of time, but then he's waiting for you when you come down. The chrono. Nefret jump straight in. He bought Refresher. Trying to move across. We'll look for the kill in the sides, but that's not enough. He's alone in his own base. No one left to help. He kills the CM, though, which, according to Lizard, is the OP hero of the season.
Yeah, man, you killed the Crystal Maiden. You used the chrono minute 70 to kill the Crystal Maiden. You're definitely going to win it.
Buyback from Ember.
There's a buyback on Ember.
It's finally available. But what can you do? There's 2 men against this. Bane is coming up soon. He will have Fiend's Grip in 5 seconds. You've got one last shot at this, but your tier 4s are now gone. And your base looks to be in peril. You do get the Enfeeble out, so Plantimos will walk away again. But they leave you a precious gift. Mega Creeps.
Well, it could be worse, right? They do have Ember to deal with them, but the game is not looking well for MEGA-LADA.
Yeah, they've got Chrono down for 70 seconds now. He's
yeah,
actually sold the Refresher after using it. And Palantimos just going to go in. Nefrit turn into a little piggy. Hexed up, and he'll die off, and that might secure it. Fiend's Grip on the other side. Interrupt, though. Slayer has an Aeon Disc of his own this time round, and Scandal forced to use the BKB, but Palantimos continuing to just hit the throne, and that's GG.
And that's a GG. That's a wrap.
Vega. You know what? You know what it is, Liz? It's Vega. That's what it is. Remember that we had that 45,000 net worth lead game? Have a look at this one. 41,000 we're up to.
Yeah, they played really well. I think it's like Mag suffered so much early on, but he came back strong. And it's very understandable why they shut him down so hard, why they invested so much in shutting him down early on, because he came back and he came back hard. They could not kill that PL ever in that chrono just because of him. He would repel him, he would use the Guardian Angel, and like in this last fight, they were trying to hit that poor PL for like 5 seconds. But what's the plan? It's basically you're depressed at that point. You know, you're hitting him, you see you're dealing no damage, but somehow you're hoping something's gonna happen, something's gonna break that Guardian Angel, something's gonna break that repel, but it's just not happening, and they waste everything they have on that PL.
I mean, you kind of have you have a turning point in these type of games, right? And I think it was that time where they chronoed and hit the illusion with the Fiend's Grip as well, right? That was, you felt like after that MEGA-LADA, they had so much confidence with their moves up until that point. And then suddenly they were more reluctant to throw out chronos. They were more reluctant to make these rotations. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't like they're giving up, but it's like that sort of effect psychologically is huge. It changes the way you even think about approaching the game.
Definitely, it's psychologically bad, but also you give them a chance to take rush, and then next time when they have Aegis and Cheese, it's much harder to even pick the target to Chrono because of that Aegis. So the game itself becomes harder. And don't get me wrong, Vega Squadron had the lead much earlier on as well. They could have ended this game earlier too. If you remember, at one point they had Aegis on Palantimos. He was top one network, and then they fought as four without him, died. So they all had chances to win this game, and in the end, Vega takes it away.
And well, don't worry though, guys. That's game one. I don't know if Vega and Mega are going to take it this long next game. I'd imagine usually after a game like this, we see a fast one and then suddenly a third one. Usually. But I don't know. Maybe Vega can seal it, or maybe MEGA-LADA will bounce back. Stay tuned. We'll be ready in a few minutes to find out.